Hello there and welcome back to Antiques Trade Secrets. A video today on West Country studio pottery. Lots of people collect studio pottery. There's some lovely designs, lots of different makers, from the fairly mass-produced to the individual hand-painted pieces that we'll look at here. Down this end is the more sort of mass-produced, if that's the right word for studio pottery. Two pieces of modern-day Poole pottery, fairly easy to pick up, but still has that individual style. They're never quite the same. And these can still be picked up £30 to £40, car boots, antique fairs. Look for the rarer designs. This particular one, which I think is called Autumn Leaves, was only produced for a short period of time, and as a result of that has now more than doubled in value since I bought it. Further back, Poole actually produced their own range back as far as the early 20s and even slightly before. This is a very early piece of Poole and is stamped to the base Carter, Stabler, Adams. And if you do your research, Carter, Stabler, Adams was the early stamp for Poole pottery. And these kind of Chinese glazes, as they're known, these early pieces, this dates from about 1922, are becoming really popular. This piece has a tiny nibble to the rim just there, but even so it's probably worth about £50 or £60 in this condition. In perfect condition, 100 plus. So that's Poole at that end. Then you have the influence of the Leach brothers, Bernard Leach and the Leach family and Leach pottery. I don't have any Leach here, unfortunately, to show you, but Leach is a particularly well-known name from the Cornish area of pottery. Hans Cooper and Lucy Rye being a couple of other names to look up. But these two pieces are connected. So here we have a piece by a guy called Alan Brough, who studied and worked with the Leach brothers. And he was using those Japanese glazes and the Japanese styles that the Leaches made popular. And this lovely little bowl here with the brown inside and the design on the edge there. I picked this up for £1 a few years ago. I particularly like this kind of style. And that's going to go up in value. Sadly, Alan Brough and many of those potters have now died or are no longer potting. Equally, here's a piece from St Ives. This piece is by the Anchor pottery, or it's known as the Anchor pottery, and just there, if you can just make it out, there's an anchor mark just to the base. And in fact, can I show you? Yeah, I can. It's a dated 1970 something or other, St Ives to the base there. It's a really nice piece. Again, you can see the Japanese influence on the glazes, an unglazed section as well. Really nice displayable pottery. Finally, going back to sort of the turn of the last century, 1900 and before, here are two pieces, this one from Watcombe and this one from Brabham, so North Devon here, Torquay there, different shapes and styles, but again, really lovely glazes, some beautiful hand decoration of daffodils here. And again, these pieces, if you're lucky, can be picked up fairly cheaply, although the Watcombe design here, which I picked up for £10, can sell for 30 or 40 at auction if it's a nice Edwardian kind of shape with a nice sort of glaze colour. That green there, I think, works particularly well with the daffodils. And again, with this earlier work, hand incised to the base here rather than printed marks. A really good website to go to is studiopottery.com, I think it is. I'll put a link below where you can actually look up lots and lots of impress marks, incise marks, and learn a lot more about studio pottery in general. So there's a brief introduction to West Country studio pottery. Do please subscribe on the link below. Let me know if there's any other potters out there you'd like some more information of. I'll see what I can do, and bye for now.